Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
The 2020-2021 IHSAA girls basketball season is just moments away from tipping off here as we're live on Indiana SRN for a Covenant Christian against Cathedral matchup tonight in the Indiana SRN studios located on the northeast side of Indianapolis. My partner Keith Myers, the coach, and Shane Ryder here in our studio. We're trading out the gridiron for a hardwood tonight. How do you like that?
I tell you what, it goes from volleyball season to football season, back to volleyball season, now volleyball season, basketball season, and football season. Kind of hard to keep everything in tow, but we got you covered wall to wall with basketball. Over 260 games on the network this year, so we're going to have a lot of fun this whole entire season. We're glad that you're on board. I looked at the Johnny Herald website. I think there's like 62 games tonight, so there's a lot of games tonight.
There's a lot of basketball being played across the state of Indiana and especially here in the Indianapolis metro. It's election night, but we're going to focus on basketball and two teams that are coming off strong 2019-2020 campaigns in Cathedral and Covenant Christian. We'll start with the visiting Irish. A year ago, they went 15-10. I was looking at Covenant there. They went 15-10 a year ago. They actually opened up last season against one another, the Irish against the Warriors, and it was the Irish coming away with a 35-point win. But if you dive into that box score a little bit and see what a score was at halftime, it was 21-16 at half. It was just a 5-point ball game. So these two teams on paper, you may look at that overall score if you didn't click on the box score to dive into the numbers from a year ago. But Cathedral and Covenant Christian really battled it out a year ago.
Yeah, you look at that score and you say, wow, 25 points, but you looked at the halftime score and it's 5. Then you have to dive in, okay, what happened? Did Covenant Christian get in foul trouble? Did they not hit free throws? Did they not hit, it's like anything else. If you get in the game and all of a sudden you go 0 for 12 and your opponent goes 4 for 4 from the three-point line, you're down by 12. Now it's a 17-point lead, and it goes on and on and on and on. So you got a deep look at that. I think last year, as well as the first game of the year, Covenant Christian had a very successful volleyball season. So maybe some of those volleyball girls wasn't on the floor yet, just like Cathedral tonight. A couple of these girls aren't playing tonight because they were on the soccer field on Saturday, winning the state, being in the state championship game. I know Maya Finn had played volleyball as well. So, these kids, no rest for these kids. And the crazy thing is, I learned today, you have to have 10 practices of each season before you can play to compete in that season. So you get beat Saturday, and now all of a sudden you only have one practice. You got 9 more to go. And if you look at Cathedral's schedule, they're going to lose 3 or 4 games with those players because their 10th game can't happen until game 4. So it's an interesting time of year. Football runs in the same thing with the boys, I'm sure, in a couple of weeks as we're tipping off football season, at the end of football season. So now kids are getting ready, and they're not basketball in shape yet. Volleyball is totally
different. It's a different kind of conditioning.
It is.
For sure.
I mean, you played both sports, and you also wrestle. And for you, being a wrestler is kind of nuts anyway, but you got to be in really good shape. But in basketball, there's a difference running up and down the floor. You're running the ball of your feet. You're not flat-footed. You're not saying mine. You're not saying free ball. I mean, it's changed. And in soccer, of course, running up and down the floor, people say, well, you get in shape. Different type of shape.
Yeah, it's more of an endurance with soccer. You're trying to pace yourself over 2 45-minute halves rather than, hey, you're going in for 5 minutes, right. You're up and down. Get back on defense, hustle down on offense, and get to your spot and get into your offense. So
why aren't you taking that charge?
For Cathedral, they graduated 3 seniors from last year's squad, including their leading scorer, Justice Gordon. She averaged 16.5 points per game, and another senior as well, nearly 6 points per game in 25 minutes per contest. Cassie Piper lost to graduation, but they do bring back a few seniors, a couple of them in the starting lineup as well, 3 of them to be exact. They'll be led by point guard Courtney Fields. She'll wear number 2 tonight. Cathedral, you see right now, warming up with the navy tops and the green shorts. Fields a year ago, 12.5 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and nearly 3 assists per contest. So they will lean on her tonight. And then if you look at the other end of the floor, with the Warriors. They'll have 2 seniors in their starting lineup, Kayla Dantzler and Bonnie Ludlow, but actually a couple of juniors expect to lead the scoring. You look at their scoring leaders from 2019-2020, Samara Douglas, a power forward, 5'9". She was at 9 points per game a year ago. She'll be their leading scorer from last year's squad coming in because 3 of the seniors they lost, 2 of them were their top scorers.
Yeah, you look at Cathedral, they're not darning their green uniforms tonight, which really shocks me because I think they put those on for special occasion. Must be election day, so maybe that's a special occasion. Coach Finn maybe wanted to start fresh and let's get everything going. You look at both of these teams, and both of them have had the same number of practices. Both of them have the same number of skilled players. It comes down to who wants it the most. And playing at home, it helps Covenant Christian playing at home because Saturday we have them on the road against Cecina. So they go on a long road trip here. New coach for Covenant Christian, so a new system. Let's see if they will adapt to that system. Dan has done a nice job, but Liz Finn has been around basketball all her life, was a Ms. Basketball player in the state of Indiana. So it should be interesting. This will be a fun matchup.
It will be a fun matchup indeed. You mentioned the first-year head coach for the Warriors, Dan Neitz, and Lisa Finn, a second-year coach, 15-10 last year for the Irish. Neitz trying to build off a 17-9 campaign and a sectional championship for Covenant Christian. So he's got big shoes to fill.
Yeah, you look at the sectional, the number of years they have won sectionals, they are really, really good when it comes down to sectional play. So we'll see what we got tonight.
We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back with tip-off between the Warriors and Irish here on Indiana SRN. We're just moments away from tip-off here at Covenant Christian High School as the Warriors and Irish are about set for action. We do want to pass along some unfortunate news that we just received in our Indiana SRN studios. Former state champion baseball coach at Cathedral, Rich Andriel, has passed away. That happened today, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and loved ones and the entire Cathedral community.
Shane, you and I have known him. They won numbers of state championships, city championships, went to coach at Guerin Catholic for a couple of years. Thought to, just relax and watch his kid play, and it is a sad day. And we pray for the family, bless that family, and we just ask you that you watch over them, Lord. And let's gear to basketball now.
Let's flip to basketball, and we'll see if the Irish come out with heavy hearts. I don't know if they have learned of the passing or not, but we go through some starting lineups right now as you see the Irish in their green tops, green shorts, navy See some knee sleeves there as well. You see the ankle braces that every player wears, because this is an easy sport with the tennis shoes when you're running up and down, Keith. This is an easy one that you can roll your ankle.
Yeah,
you can roll it pretty quick.
I see a long sleeve shirts with some of those players, and we're going to see a lot more of that as the college season wears on, because it's going to probably be one of the mandatory things that college basketball players will have to wear, the long sleeves. And the officials, I have now understood, as I was talking to Brenda Hilton from Official Human today, and she says, you're going to see the game is going to be totally different than what it has been in a long, long time.
See the starters for Covenant announced right now. They'll roll with point guard Bonnie Ludlow. She wears number 20, a 5'7" senior. Power forward, 5'9" junior Samara Douglas. She'll wear number 23. And number 25, a junior Patty Chikamba. Shooting guard, number 35, a senior Kayla Dantzler. And Gabriella Crane, the lone underclassman on the starting five for the Warriors. Just a sophomore is Gabriella. And as for the Irish, they roll with 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore. The upperclassmen and the seniors, Courtney Fields, Nyla Bingham, and Clara Lee. Darren Eli, the junior, 5'11", the tallest girl on the floor. And Catherine Madden, a 5'10" sophomore. Cathedral starts with the basketball when they start with an early bucket down low. Just 10 seconds into the ball game, a 2-0 lead for the Irish.
Madden on the basket. Here's that motion offense that Covenant Christian will run high-low. So you'll see a lot of off-screen picking here too.
Nearly stolen. Now a shot just inside the arc off the rim. Gathered under the hoop. Layup is no good. And that rebound is corralled by Cathedral. Kat Madden, the bucket, then the rebound. Picked up her dribble in the backcourt, but got it to a point guard. Now a loose ball scramble on the edge of the floor, and they'll whistle out of bounds and in the direction of the Warriors. So a turnover there for Cathedral.
Loose ball, if you can get half of your loose balls or of the 50-50 balls, you're going to be in pretty good shape. I kind of like the little defense they played there.
I believe that's Samara Douglas. Make that Patty Chikamba bringing the ball up the floor. She'll try a 3 from the far corner. It's off the front of the rim. Rebound goes to Douglas. Her shot off the backboard is no good, but we've got a whistle and a foul. And it looks like Douglas is going to go to the line to shoot 2.
All right, zoom in a little bit more here, Tellion, but still leave the hoop in the frame so you can see everything. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Douglas, a 5'9" junior. First free throw is up and good. So Covenant on the board. 1:05 gone in the first quarter. Second free throw is up off the back iron and rims out, no good. 2-1 Cathedral.
Yeah, push in a little more.
Bar swings over to the far corner. Now they'll try a high-low pass down under. Shot up is no good. And the ball into the hands of Chikamba. She'll bring it across half court. She'll drive down into the lane, and she gets fouled.
I tell you what, is she going to go to the hole like that all the time? That's going to be pretty impressive for Covenant Christian.
Yeah, that was almost a coast-to-coast. Let me just do this myself. Saw an opening into the paint. Threw it up off the backboard. Shot wasn't close to being good, but she was just trying to draw contact and get to the line where she splashes home the first free throw.
That's the 2 quick team fouls now for Cathedral. That could be the key here.
Second free throw is good for Chikamba. So she nails both free throws, and it's a 3-2 Covenant lead. Cross half court goes Courtney Fields. She kicks it out. 3-point shot is off the backboard, no good. Scramble underneath the hoop. Nice save there on the baseline, and now a whistle and a foul on Covenant Christian.
Got to like Fields going after that. That foul's on Chikamba.
Fields to the line. One of 3 seniors in this Cathedral lineup. First free throw. Just off the mark. See the chairs on the Covenant Christian bench spaced out. Just doing whatever they can to add in a little social distancing. The offensive rebound that time goes to Kat Madden and the 5'10" sophomore earns 2 additional free throws thanks to her efforts there in the paint. 2 misses. That fell on Samara Douglas. And the hard work by Kat Madden leads to a free throw make.
She has 3 points, all 3 points of Cathedral. Boy, I'm getting basketball mode.
Second free throw is no good, and that is off of Cathedral. So Covenant basketball in a 3-3 ball game. Chikamba, the junior point guard for Covenant, brings it across the timeline. Lays it off to Douglas. She'll try the lane again. Her layup is good. That was a nice attack there by Samara Douglas, and she's got 4 points. Now Cathedral quickly down to the other end of the floor. We've got a tie-up, and possession goes to Covenant.
Again, that's a loose ball or getting to the rotation of putting that. Oh, they're going to give it to Cathedral. Sorry, misspoke.
Well, that's how they...
No. Yeah, it's going to be
signaling to the other end of the floor. Yeah.
Here's this layup. Here's off ball, off dribble. Use the glass. If you're watching at home, young men and young girls, hit the square. It's going to go in 99.9% of the time.
Unless I'm shooting.
Okay.
And then it's,
well, you're a wrestler.
Then it's more like 39% of the time.
Ooh, steal.
There's a steal. Cathedral going the other way. Courtney Fields goes up and gets fouled. And you see her speed on display. Active hands defensively. And Fields trying to go coast to coast. Drew contact, and she'll shoot 2. So a lot of free throws here in the first 2 minutes and 14 seconds. I believe this is free throw attempt number 7. Fields into the scoring. And the first Cathedral player, other than Kat Madden, to score.
You're exactly right. The 8th free throw. 8 free throws, and we played less than 3 minutes.
So 2 fouls on Samara Douglas. Fields with a pair of free throw makes. And we're knotted up at 5. That time it was Chikamba driving with the left hand. And her layup off the window is good. And Covenant back in front 7-5. Fields the other way. Gets fouled and puts it in for 2.
Boy, you got to move your feet, and you got to stop the penetration. Great move by Courtney Fields, her 4th point of the night, and just went straight up. Got to go straight up. You cannot move your feet there.
And one opportunity for Courtney Fields.
Now we'll see how deep benches are early in the year.
Free throw is short, and the rebound goes to Chikamba, but she turns it over. It's back into the hands of Fields. Layup is no good. Up for a second shot. That one goes out. So 2 misses. Cathedral unable to capitalize on the turnover. Heavy defense in the backcourt.
See, number 23 right there. You got to go straight up in the air.
So Douglas with 2 fouls.
And she'll have to sit for a while.
Yeah, she's on the bench early. Just 3 minutes gone in the opening quarter. 7-7 our score. Keith Myers and Shane Ryder in the Indiana SRN studios. Just inside the 3-point arc. And that'll go as a long 2 for Bonnie Ludlow. Splashes home what was close to being a triple, and now a travel for Cathedral offensively and a turnover.
You know, it's a typical basketball game, first game jitters, a lot of turnovers, a lot of fouls. Now you got to just regroup, and see what you got. Here's a bomb.
Chikamba fires a 3 and drills it. Patty Chikamba with the triple. She's got 5 points. Make that 7 points. Did she make 2 free throws?
Yes, sir.
Yep. She got a 1-1, 2, and now the 3. Is there a 4-point play in the book? There is.
There
is. You hit a triple and get fouled.
Yeah, there
They'll
you
make
go.
the free throw.
But here's another turnover by Cathedral. That's their 3rd turnover early.
So Chikamba, the leading scorer in tonight's ball game so far. She's got 7 of Covenant's 12. She'll lay it off to Maddie Freeth in the ball game for Samara Douglas, who has early foul trouble.
Jump ball. Watch this three-point basket here by Jacamba. Just set her feet, follow through. Nice shot.
It's a nice little give and go.
You think she practiced that all summer long in the backyard?
I would assume.
I'm sure her brother Gus helped her out a lot.
So a 5-point lead for the Warriors. Ball in the hands of Clara Lee. Top of the key, now down into the corner to Courtney Fields. She'll get it into the paint. Shot is up, and it's good again. That time, number 32, Mia Finn, the 5'10 senior. She's used to spiking the volleyball, but looks like she's pretty adept to throwing the ball in the hoop as well.
I think Mama has taught her how to play with the orange ball a little bit too.
So we'll see if she can convert the three-point play. Courtney Fields was unable to do so about a minute ago, and Finn is unable to do so as well. Long rebound into the corner, now into the hands of Ludlow. Little behind the back dribble, now a double team, and she gets it across the stripe. Gets it down into the paint. That's Gabriella Crane, now back out to Chikamba off the glass, rims out, no good. Rebound underneath, and another whistle.
Here's that last and one.
Get another look at that and one attempt.
Nice by Field.
From Finn.
Yeah, nice pass by Fields. Saw Finn, felt the contact, put it up on the cup, and scored.
Looks like we've got a timeout and a full timeout taken. I believe it was Covenant that used it. So Dan Neitz calls his first timeout. We're going to take one as well. Clock stopped at 3:40 in the opening quarter. 12-9 Warriors here on Indiana SRN.
Faith in a company is extremely important, and Johnson Mellon puts their money where their mouth is. In the past several years, we've, as a company, had tithed, which is pretty unheard of.
Things from donating equipment to churches, helping non-for-profits, helping wounded warriors, working with the Catholic community, the churches, a lot of people that may be even struggling that help daycares, help children come into this industry. So we do a lot of donations back to the community, but also our workers and our team also helps in those projects.
So a timeout taken by the Warriors here, and they've got a 3-point lead. What have you seen early on, Keith?
Jitters, but very good shooting. I mean, this is pretty interesting. 12-9 and some 3-point bombs, and I like the man-to-man defense that Cathedral is putting on to put pressure on the floor and make their ball handlers handle it.
Chikama the inbound to Ludlow on the baseline. Was that a triple? I
No,
think
that was two. That
the
was
long two.
Yep.
So she's had 2 of those tonight. Ludlow's got 4 points, and the Covenant lead is back to 5. Got a foul out beyond the arc, and that one is going to be on Ludlow.
You know, that foul right there is really kind of silly. You're 35 feet away from the basket, and you're trying to steal the ball. Don't try to steal the ball. Just play straight up and down defense, and let the ball come to you.
Fields with her dribble.
Easy enough.
Picks it up. Now top of the key. Underneath. Kicked out again to Clara Lee. She'll try a 3. Long rebound into the hands of Katie Bremer, a junior. And they'll swing it back around to Fields. Now a one-handed pass, and that one is stolen away by Ludlow. She'll try and go coast to coast. Little Euro step, and she'll draw contact and a foul.
That's pretty impressive because she decided to go to the hole quickly and made them play defense, and now you get free throws. And fouls are going to pile up here, and these benches are a little lean this evening.
Covenant with 6 fouls. Cathedral with 4. Ludlow's free throw attempt is no good. So the Warriors' lead stays at 5.
Here's what you got to do, though. You got to knock down every single opportunity, every single time you get to the free throw line. Rick Barry used to say pros should be 100% from his free throw line because it's no one's guarding you. He was 99.7%.
Ludlow's second free throw is out as well.
Mm.
So 2 points missed there for the Warriors. And now Fields tries a triple. Top of the key, no good. Loose ball scramble. And we've got another foul. This one is on Cathedral. Looks like they're going the other direction. They are. I think that was 32. Mia Finn whistled for the foul. So the 5th on the Irish.
2 away from the bonus, and we're at 2:49 to play in the first quarter.
Chikamba slows the pace down a bit. That triple is off the mark by Dantzler. Into the corner and out of bounds, and it'll be Irish basketball. So a 5-point lead again for Covenant. 2:35 left in the first quarter. First game of the 2020-2021 campaign for these two schools.
First game for us, 214 or so more to go.
Just for girls basketball?
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls, okay. That's a lot of hoops. So if you're not tuning into tonight's game and maybe you watch the replay, this isn't your only chance.
That's right.
To watch these two schools this year, or any schools in the Indianapolis metro for that matter. Ludlow with the basketball. She'll drive in, split a couple of defenders, throws it up off the backboard, and she traveled. So it looks like when she tried to come to that jump stop in the paint, it was...
Both feet.
Yeah,
Yep.
Both feet did not hit at the same time.
That just erases the Euro step, which I never understood why that came into the game.
That was a great job of Ludlow splitting the defenders and able to get down near the hoop. But again, just hit the floor one too many times and was whistled for the travel. Fields tries another 3. That one off the backboard, no good. Ludlow with a sky-high rebound. Rips it down with one hand and now brings it up across the timeline. Her pass is intended for Maddie Freeth, but it's off of Finn out of bounds. Long arms by Mia Finn.
Got to use that as a chest pass. That one arm pass may not get there all the time.
They'll throw it into the backcourt, and now Chikamba brings it across. Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Little double team.
And they're going to call
And
another
a
foul.
whistle. So that's number 6 on Cathedral.
And here comes the revolving door of the subs.
Freeth had picked up her dribble. She was in a tough spot. Cathedral swarmed her, but no damage done as the whistle goes on the Irish.
So Mia Finn has picked up her second foul in the night.
2 points, 2 fouls for Finn. Chikamba with the rock. Swings it over to Ludlow, who gets it back to Chikamba, who tries a triple, and it's no good. A little bit long, and now the full court pass heads down the opposite direction to Katie Bremer, and she lays it in for 2. So Cathedral lucks out on the missed 3 by Covenant, and they answer quickly on the other end. It's a 3-point ball game. Ludlow into the corner, down to Freeth. Up to Chikamba, now down low. Fired into Gabriella Crane, and now she's down on the floor with a couple of Irish defenders. Another jump ball this time. The ball will stay with the Warriors, so 58.2 on the clock. Covenant trying to go into the second quarter with a lead and looking to add on and extend that lead. Ludlow in the corner. She fires a long 2. No good. The putback attempt is no good as well. So again, Cathedral avoids further damage. Now Fields goes the opposite direction, throws it up recklessly, but got fouled. And she's going to shoot 2 free throws.
You know, she felt the contact, so that's a good thing of putting that up on the rim. And are they going to give her 2 or are they going to give her the
I
bonus?
saw this third official coming in late, and he had a 1-and-1 up. And I think they are going to go with a 1-and-1.
Going to call it on the floor.
Yep, foul on the floor. See if Fields can connect on the first to earn a second. And she does make the first, so she does earn a second free throw, and it's a 2-point ball game. Fields with 5 points. Substitution here for Covenant. Maddie Freeth finds the bench. Fields to make it a 1-point game. She does just that. So give Fields 6 in the opening quarter, 6 of Cathedral's 13, and Chikamba with 7 of Covenant's 14. Chicamba with the basketball now to Ludlow. She'll try a deep three, and it's
Whoa,
good.
That's downtown.
That was a deep three. She was a good 2 or 3 feet behind the arc. And Covenant pushes their lead back to 4. Ludlow was 7. Fields in the corner, picks up her dribble, kept the pivot foot down. We'll see if Cathedral holds for the final shot. They're going to try down low to Finn, fires up a shot, rolls around, no good. Chicamba rips down a board. Under 10 seconds left. Chicamba into the corner, shot is up, no good. Rebound to Chicamba, down low, and good for Gabriella Crane. Just before the buzzer, and Covenant with 5 late points as Cathedral had drawn back within 1 at 14-13, but the Warriors score the final 5 in the opening quarter, and they'll carry a 6-point lead into quarter number 2. Back with that here on Indiana SRN.
Hey, Kelson Carter here with Cars My Plumber. Today we're going to take a look at some water heaters and some problems that could be going on and what to do. This is 2 75-gallon water heaters. These are high-efficient water heaters, which isn't the case in most houses. Yours may not be like this, but it's very similar if you have a gas water heater. So you have your gas control valves, and a lot of times these need to be set at a certain temperature, so they need to be at 120 degrees. If they're too high, you're taking a chance of scalding seniors or kids. If they're too low, then you're not going to be getting enough hot water. So the average setting is usually on an A or a hot, and you can find that in your owner's manual if you're wanting to look into yourself. Another thing is the temperature relief valve, which is located right here. If that were to ever be popping off, you really need to get a professional out to take a look. If you feel you need any professional help, just go online to carsmyplumber.com.
Let's take a look at that three-point basket by Chicamba.
Sorry, I have a trim. It's coming.
So you see Chicamba find it
that's
open.
Ludlow.
Yeah, that was Ludlow.
With the big old three.
So Ludlow with a deep 3. And now the second quarter gets underway. Cathedral with the basketball. A 6-point lead for the Warriors. Shot is up, no good.
We're working out our kinks just like you are, folks. It's our first game of the year as well.
That shot was blocked, and now Fields going the opposite direction.
Straight up.
Fast
straight
break.
Up.
She'll split defenders. I'm going to say that shot was blocked and then off of Fields and across the baseline. So a turnover there for Fields. Good defense by the Warriors.
Yeah, and that time you noticed that she went straight up, and she went straight up to the basket. She didn't go down and reach. That's good play.
Covenant a 6-point lead. This was a 10-10 score a year ago between these two after a quarter.
Well, you did some research, huh?
I did a little homework.
All right, good for you.
Shot is up there by Crane, no good.
You got to make those baskets. Got to get stronger.
Had good position underneath, just didn't finish. Fields now down low. The kick out. Corner 3 is no good. Nice rebound there by Chicamba. And now into the hands of Ludlow. She'll swing it up. 3-pointer from the wing is good. Trying to get a number there. I think that was 23, Samara Douglas, who had 2 early fouls. And now the answer on the other end by Fields. So Fields drills a 3. And these teams go back and forth. Got a whistle as either a piece of tape or something there on the floor. And that was actually Kayla Dantzler. Kayla Dantzler hit that triple for the Warriors to make it a 22-13 lead, but the answer by Fields on the opposite end makes it a 6-point game. Dantzler going to see if she's on fire, and she is. She drills it from the same spot. Kayla Dantzler with 2 quick triples. She's got 6, and Covenant's lead swells back to 9. Well, these teams starting to warm up. The early
travel.
kinks, and we do have a travel on Cathedral. Take a look at Dantzler's shot here again.
This is pretty impressive.
It's a quick release, too.
And,
Ball into her hands, and the eyes were on the hoop.
And there was contact as well, as we have a timeout by Cathedral.
So we have a timeout by Cathedral as Covenant comes to blazing here in the second quarter. It's a full timeout for Cathedral, and we're going to take one as well. 9-point lead, 6:17 left in the second quarter. Back with more basketball action in a moment on Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Got a turnover for Covenant as Bonnie Ludlow tried to add to her 7 early points, but she turns it over on a drive, and Cathedral will try and cut into a 9-point deficit. 6 minutes left in the first half. Ball to the top of the key into the guard and a senior Nyla Bingham. That triple in the corner by Fields is good again. And Fields, who averaged 12.5 a season ago, I've got her at 12 points right now.
That's correct.
That 3-point attempt is no good, and Cathedral, with their deficit back to 6, the layup is up and good. That was Clara Lee with the bucket. And just like that, the Warriors' lead is down to 4. Chikamba turns it over. The other direction. And a foul.
Foul was on Ludlow.
Darren Eli, the steal. Went up for the layup. 5'11 junior.
You know, they were down as many as, 9?
It was a 9-point lead for Covenant.
Just about a minute and a half ago.
We'll see if Eli can help the Irish trim this deficit even more. First free throw on the way, no good. Clanks off the side of the iron. That looked like how I shot my free throws, if I'm being quite honest.
No, she got the rim.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'd hit that like green padding you see underneath. I'd like nick that.
I understand. You and Sean Crawl.
Second free throw by Eli. That one's good. Got the friendly roll, and it's a 3-point game. Chikamba with the rock. Covenant's gone cold over the last 90 seconds. See if Ludlow, with her 7,
got away with a
can get Covenant back into the scoring column. I would agree with you there, Keith. It did look like Covenant snuck away with no travel call. Now a 3-point shot by Dantzler was going for her 3rd of the quarter is no good, but Covenant wins the loose ball scramble on the floor. Shot is up again, no good. Chikamba fighting underneath with a few Irish players.
Jump ball.
And now a jump ball. That's a great effort by Patty Chikamba to keep possession for the Warriors. Looks like Ludlow will inbound. Ludlow again with the rock. Now up to Dantzler, top of the key. Turns it over. Dantzler's second turnover of the quarter. Field steps in, cuts into the paint, throws up a shot, but gets fouled. You can see that he just flipped that up towards the hoop with one hand. Foul on number 25, Patty Chikamba. And Fields, an aggressor here in the opening quarter and a half.
I like how Fields just takes the ball to the basket, and you're either
She
going to
knows what
foul
she's
her,
doing.
you're going to foul her, or she's going to make some shots.
She hasn't converted many of her free throws tonight. I've got her at 4, but I know she's missed a few. She's gone to the stripe quite a bit this evening.
She's 4 of 6.
Make that 5 out of 7 now. What's that percentage?
Yeah.
You're really good at
That's exactly
percents,
what it is.
right? 5 out of 7. What's that fraction? It's like 71.
Hey, we have
somewhere in there.
We have a guest. We'll put him to work on the calculator.
I like that. 71. Wow.
Oh,
That's because I know my batting averages from baseball.
Yeah, that's Ben.
Someone's 5 for
that's
7.
Ben Wood in that education up in the northern region.
Our producer helping us out. But I nailed it, Keith.
I know.
You haven't given me credit yet. But
I'm giving you credit right now.
Cathedral with the basketball, a 2-point deficit. That shot would have tied it, but Crane the rebound after the miss. And now the Warriors quickly into their offensive half of the court. Ludlow with a spin move underneath, and she did get contact and fouled. I think they're going to call that on Bingham. We'll see who they call that on, because there were a couple of Irish defenders in the vicinity of Ludlow as she tried that spin move to throw up the shot attempt, but it is 2 free throws, and it is on Bingham. So Ludlow with 7 points, and her free throw rims out. That one looked good almost all the way through. A little bit of frustration for Ludlow. 5'7" senior. See if she can connect down the second. She does just that. So it's back to a 3-point lead for Covenant. We're under 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Fields scrambles and had to chase down the basketball and able to get it into the hands of a teammate and Katie Bremer. And after the ball bounces around a few times, it stays with the Irish. Looks like Lee's going to inbound here. Clock stopped at 3:44. This was a 21-16 game at half a year ago, so both teams have exceeded their scoring from last year, and now Fields really scrapping underneath and earning 2 more free throw attempts. See, she just...
You got to like that, though.
She's got that natural instinct of where the basketball's coming off the rim.
Like
just
that.
Right spot, right time.
Very aggressive play. You either come and play with me or I'm going to just take the ball away from you.
And free throw's good. She's 6 of 8 from the line and leads all scorers so far in tonight's ball game. Second free throw is good.
And now it's a tie ball game.
Now we're tied up at 26. Ludlow splits 2 defenders. And that is out of bounds. It looks like it's going to stay with the Warriors.
Ludlow asked for the foul, but she created the contact and their hands were up. So I think that's a pretty good no call.
3-point shot by Chikamba.
Whoa,
missed everything. And now Cathedral looking for their first lead of the night. Bounce pass underneath the Fields, and she gives the Irish the lead. It's 28-26.
What a nice little run by Cathedral.
Yeah, it's a 12-1 run right now. Covenant's lead was 25-16, no more than 2.5, maybe 3 minutes ago. But a 12-1 run and a second consecutive air ball for Covenant. And now the Irish looking to add on 2 more, and they do. There's Mia Finn. The Irish in transition, showing that they are wasting no time and a full timeout for head coach Dan Neitz and Covenant Christian. They led by 9. They trail by 4. We're under the 3-minute mark in quarter number 2. Back with more action next here on Indiana SRN.
You got a broken door, trapped car, you can't buy time.
We take it very seriously and take pride in being responsive.
We have all of central Indiana covered from Martinsville,
Avon,
up to Anderson,
to Cicero.
There's always somebody in your area.
It's important that we're able to get there, same day, because people's time is valuable.
On our trucks, we carry just about everything we need to fix a garage door right then and there.
Sunshine, rain, or snow, we're good to go.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
So Covenant with the basketball. They trail by 4. It's the largest lead of the night for the visiting Irish.
Join us tomorrow night, IPS TV, as we will be at Tech High School. Addicts taking on Tech in girls basketball. Tomorrow evening, 6:30 start, right here on Indiana SRN.
I saw your upcoming schedule, Keith. You're a busy man.
It's a busy
You're
day.
doing color for 3 different games on 3 different nights, 3 different schools. I don't know how you keep track. But you're doing a fine job.
Thank you.
That
Three-pointer.
three-pointer is good. And the lead for Cathedral up to 7. Clara Lee with the triple. She's got 5 points.
This has been a big quarter for Cathedral.
Quite a swing in momentum. It was all Warriors, and now it's all Irish. Fields throws up a 2-point shot. It's no good. Rebound to Chikamba. Down near 2 minutes. Fields with full court pressure and a silly foul on the backcourt. Another look at Lee's make here. Just no one picked up the basketball. So she just stepped up to the line and said, okay.
Yep.
Could see the Covenant defenders just kind of looking around trying to find a body. But again, no one defended the girl who was bringing the dribble across the stripe. And Lee made him
pay.
Hurt.
Wow.
Free throw is no good there by Chikamba. She misses both. And Covenant's deficit stays at 7. Down low to Finn. She'll spin underneath, throw up a shot, no good. Crane the rebound. Now just trying to find a Warriors teammate. And she finds Chikamba. Chikamba drives in, throws up a shot.
Is that going to count?
They're going to count that
they
as an and one. They do.
Wow.
Drew the contact, a little fadeaway. About a 10-foot shot for Chikamba.
I don't know.
That's like the NBA continuation.
Yeah. Let's watch this again. Well,
yeah, it looked pretty good.
It did look good. I mean, she was shooting in the act.
So Covenant breaks a long scoring drought.
Now you got to knock down some free throws here.
Chikamba with 9. Trying to get into double figures, and her free throw no good. So about a half a dozen missed free throw attempts for the Warriors. This deficit could be much closer. They could even have a lead. Now you got Eli getting fouled. She heads back to the line for a second time tonight. Eli missed both of her first 2 free throws. Clock stops at 1:39.
After this free throw, I'll show that and one again. Get a better look at it.
How about that? 11 fouls already on Covenant.
Oh.
And Eli's free throw drew a little bit of nylon, but not in the good way. Just nicked it, missed the front iron.
There's the, after looking at it again, okay, I'll give it to him.
It's a good shot.
It is. Great shot.
That's tough, too. You draw the contact, and you got to nail down the shot. Don't have much time between the contact and throwing one up towards the hoop. That time Eli connects. She's into the scoring column. Her first point tonight. Cathedral a 6-point lead, 90 seconds left in the first half. Ludlow with the basketball. 7 points for her. She fires a pass down low to Crane, who draws contact from Eli. So Eli was fouled on the other end, and she returns the favor on Crane, who's going to shoot 2.
Yeah, way to open up for the ball for Crane. Nice job of opening up the ball. Now you got to knock down these free throws. Any free shots you can get, especially with the clock stop, is good for the home team.
Crane with 2 points. Make it 3 as that one finds the bottom of the net. Crane was in the starting lineup, the only underclassman for the Warriors in their starting 5. Her second free throw did not connect, so the deficit back to 5 as we approach the 1-minute mark in the second quarter. Nice little entry pass, loose ball scramble on the floor, and it is off the Irish. So a turnover.
It seems like every loose ball that's been on the floor has gone to Kevin Christian, which is a good thing for you. Now you have to develop that and make some baskets.
Ludlow with the rock. She'll lay it off.
Oh, she traveled. Got away with it.
Mia Gamble. Into the hands of Freeth and back to Ludlow. Down to a minute left in the first 16 minutes. Freeth back to Ludlow again in the corner. She'll try it down to Crane, and that's going to be a turnover. Nice active hands defensively by Eli. And now Cathedral into their offense, and Eli with the steal on one end, the bucket on the other, and Cathedral's lead back to 7. Eli's got 4. Ludlow drives in. I'm going to say a foul on 13. That's Nyla Bingham again. That's her second, I believe. Both teams with 11 fouls now. So Ludlow will try and add to her scoring total. I've gotten her at 7 right now.
Yeah, this is where they've really had a hard time here.
And this is where, as early as it is in the season, Keith, if you were to, whichever team comes out of this game, or even if you win, you go back to practice tomorrow, what's the first thing you're doing? Probably, after you're warming up,
you're going to shoot some free throws.
Let's go to the line. Let's work on our free throws. There you go. Ludlow 2 for 2 that time.
Now, do you go for one shot here, or do you continue to play on?
Well, we'll see. Cathedral has moved the ball quite well. Eli with the turnover there. Ludlow the steal. Goes the other way. Picks up her dribble underneath the hoop. Kicks it out. 3-point shot by Dantzler is no good. And now with just 8.5 seconds left, Ludlow picks up a foul in the backcourt.
That could be a costly foul because I have her for 3. Now you only have 2 left in the second half. You only have 5 in the game. I'm sure Coach Dan will talk to her a little bit about that. That's just, there's nothing you can do there 79 feet away from the basket.
So Bremer with 2 points. Her first time to the stripe tonight. Looked pretty comfortable on that shot.
This is a City Alliance game, so this will play for seeding in the city tournament. So this is a big, for the first game of the year, this is a pretty big game for your seeding later on in the year.
Bremer goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Cathedral with a 7-point lead. See if Covenant can chip into it. Ludlow drives down to the lane, throws up and layup, and it falls off the rim, no good. And after 16 minutes of play, Cathedral, who trailed by 9 midway through the second quarter, takes a 7-point lead into the locker rooms.
You scored 22 points in that second quarter for Cathedral, while the Warriors scored 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, you're getting outscored there and really makes a difference of the ball game here. Foul trouble for both teams in all seriousness, Shane. And, we talked about how the benches are really, really lean. It could be very interesting.
Keith, I know we're calling this game remotely from our Indiana SRN studios, but if we were there, they might be looking up and saying, hey, you guys go grab a jersey.
Yeah. Can you
come
play?
on down. Can you play?
Got any eligibility left?
We know you can call this game, but can you come down and can foul some people?
Well, Tellion might be able to play.
That's true. Tellion Johnson, our cameraman tonight, doing a fine job. His first time doing a basketball game. Our first action with girls basketball here in the 2020-2021 campaign. It's a 7-point lead for the visiting Irish as they lead the Warriors at the break. We'll take a timeout. Back with the second half in a few minutes here on Indiana SRN.
No greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
think of my philosophy of education, and Jan and I, as homeschooling parents, we really recognized it was our responsibility to educate our children. And so when we thought of basically delegating our children's education to someone else, you know, we prayed about it and we thought, would we delegate our children's education to someone who didn't believe anything close to what we believe? And we basically said, no, we can't do that. We have to entrust and delegate that role in our children's lives to someone that believes consistently with what we believe. And being able to do that at Covenant was a big step for Jan and I, you know, because having 7 kids and really wanting to see them walk with the Lord and wanting to see them engage their faith for the rest of their life, we wanted that key time in their life to be with someone that we could trust, and that's how we came to Covenant.
Well, we also had some of our children wanted to pursue some higher degrees, Kyle in engineering and Hannah in nursing, Luke in accounting, and we felt that Covenant was a college preparatory school, and just some of the, scholarships that they got. So it was definitely prepared them well.
I think the first thing, besides the effort that Covenant has to take the children through 4 years of Bible study, I think it's the way they engage them to try and apply their biblical studies to a worldview and try and take what they're reading and understanding in Scripture and then look at their life situation, the things that are going on in life, their relationships with their classmates, and then apply what they're learning. And I think that's a really unique aspect to how they go about teaching them. And I think building relationships around that gives a depth to that relationship. I mean, you're talking about the thing that's most important in your life. Your faith in God, what you believe about Jesus Christ. And when you're discussing those things with people that really genuinely love you and want to see you come to the acknowledgement of the truth, I think it really adds a dynamic opportunity. Besides getting a Christ-centered education, the most important thing that we saw was the relationship development that took place between our children and the teachers.
I think all of our kids have been impacted by at least 2 teachers that they really connected with, and they really drew them out. They developed relationships. It went beyond the classroom.
And that was a real goal of the school. It wasn't just part of the curriculum. It was the heartbeat of the school was to develop relationships with the students, and some of those relationships are still intact. And quite frankly, that's the investment that you're making. You're making an investment in the opportunity for your young person to actually have time to engage a teacher and the teacher to have time to do that. I'm Dan Eganoff, and this is my wife Jan, and a Christ-centered education is the reason Covenant was a fit for us.
I played volleyball and basketball, and I ran track while I was here, and I just loved that I got to do all 3. I think, that's not super common, especially anymore, to have multi-sport athletes, and I think the bigger the school you go to, the less common that is. And I think Covenant's really awesome because you can do whatever you want to here, and you can be involved in however many things you want to be involved in here. Coming in, I was expecting a certain thing because I grew up going to private schools, so I think I was expecting the atmosphere to be similar and for me to kind of know what I was coming into, but it was totally different. And I think the biggest part for me was just the relationships that I had with my coaches. In order to develop a deep relationship with someone, they have to know every part of you. And since Christ was such a huge part of my life, I think without that connection, I don't know if I would have been able to develop those relationships with my teammates as much. And I think us all having that common ground, I think that just allowed us to kind of fast forward the personal relational things. And that's why all of my teams felt like families, because we all have this great common foundation and we just get to build from there. And that was what enriched the experience all the more, because when you have that sort of relationship with someone, you want to give it that much more effort and you love it that much more because you have a personal connection. So I think that is the biggest thing that sets Covenant Sports apart. And that's why I came back to coach, is because I wanted to be able to pour into kids like I was poured into as an athlete. My name is Brandy Fishburne, and athletics is the reason that Covenant is a fit for me.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Welcome back to the season opener for both Cathedral and Covenant Christian here on Indiana SRN. The Irish lead the Warriors at the break by 7, and the third quarter is underway. Shane Ryder and Keith Myers in the Indiana SRN studios. Coach, going to the mind of Coach Dan Neitz. He's a first-year head coach for the Warriors. His team led by 9 at the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. They look up at the scoreboard now. They're down by 7.
Yeah, you got to run your offense. You got to crash the boards, and better shot selection. A little bit of 3-point selection, maybe if you could have a 2, and then you got to stop fouling. You got to play straight up defense.
Well, there's a turnover for the Warriors, so I'm sure they didn't discuss that at the break other than quit turning the ball over. Cathedral looking to add to a 7-point lead now as they move from right to left. Shot is up, and it rims out almost into the hoop for Clara Lee. Would have been her second three of the night. Samara Douglas to basketball. She drives in and lays it in for two. So she had early foul trouble in the first quarter. Had to go to the bench with 2 fouls just 3 minutes into the game. But now Douglas have got with 6 points. And now she'll fight for the rebound and find it. Gets it into the hands of Gabriella Crane. Into the front court. Shot is up. And no good.
They rushed that shot. You got to set up your offense. You don't have numbers there.
Yeah, Dantzler was all alone with that 12-footer. Now a scramble and a loose ball. Kicked out to Courtney Fields. She gets it into the hands of Lee. Now Fields drives in. Her layup is no good. Rebound to Eli, and she puts it back in for 2. Eli's got 6 points now. And cleaning up on the offensive glass. Douglas with the dribble. Lays it off to Ludlow. Over to Crane, and now into the hands of Chikamba. Ludlow looking down low to Crane. She'll lay it off to Dantzler, who kicks it out to Chikamba. Her 3-point shot no good. Chikamba on the floor and ripped away by Cathedral. And now they get it up to their star point guard, Courtney Fields, but she never put the rock on the floor.
Got to put the ball on the floor first, and
then you can start going.
Yeah, then you have no idea what's going on there. 5:53 to play. Got a quick timeout here.
I've got Courtney Fields with 17 first half points. We can go through some scoring. Eli's got 6. Katie Bremer I've got with 4 points as well for the Irish. Mia Finn with 4. Samara Douglas has 6 now for the Warriors. Bonnie Ludlow I've got at 10.
Yes.
Does that sound right to you? Kayla Dantzler with 6. She made 2 threes in that second quarter for Covenant, but she hit those 2 triples. And after that, they went cold for about 4.5 minutes. And that was when the Irish made their big run to turn a 9-point hole into a 7-point halftime lead.
Coach Finn called that timeout just to get our kids to regroup, talk to them what they need to do. Again, if you see their bench, they only are dressing 9 tonight, so they got to be very smart. Actually, only dressing 8 because one is not eligible to play. She doesn't have enough practices in.
An entry pass is deflected, but back into the hands of Douglas. Now she finds her intended target. 3-point shot is no good. Chikamba with that 3-point attempt.
She was hot earlier.
I think we've got a whistle on the floor and maybe a little shove. It's either a shove or a travel.
Got it called for a travel.
That one on Clara Lee. So a couple of turnovers for the Irish, unable to add to their 7-point lead. Covenant trying to hang around. This was where the game separated a year ago. Cathedral outscored the Warriors 29-8 in the third quarter last year to turn a 5-point halftime lead into what became a 35-point victory. Chikamba gets it to Ludlow. They're both in the corner at the bottom of your screen. And now Ludlow called for the travel. Same deal. Coming to that jump stop, Ludlow just bringing both feet down. Not quite at the same time, and the whistle has been blown on her a couple of times tonight.
And you overbalanced the floor that time. You had 3 white jerseys right in
one, about a 10 by 10 square, yeah. Shot here by Katie Bremer is off the rim, no good. Nice rebound by Fields underneath. Her stick back is good.
Field is leading this team on her back.
She's got 19 of the Irish's 42 tonight.
I like that player. She's a good player.
Chikamba the dribble, Fields with the defense. Now up to Douglas. She'll drive in and throw it off the back of the backboard, but it's no good. Fields an entry down low to Finn. Kicked out again to Fields. She finds Eli. Takes one hard dribble into the lane. The shot up is no good, but we've got a whistle and a foul.
Nice job by Madden getting in at the rebound, blocking out, putting the ball up on the rim, and gets the foul.
Kayla Dantzler with the foul there for Covenant. Kat Madden, the 5'10 sophomore for Cathedral, splashes home the first free throw. I had her at 3 first half points, so yeah, that was her 4th point of the night. Cathedral their lead to double figures for the first time this evening. And now an over-the-back whistle. And that's going to be a foul on Cathedral. So the second free throw by Kat Madden, no good.
Cathedral has outscored Covenant Christian since the 3-minute mark of the second quarter.
See if the Warriors can make a little run here. Try and get this thing back down to 4 or 5 points. Samara Douglas picks up her dribble. Out to Crane. And they swing it around to Chikama. It's back into the hands of Douglas. She'll try a 3. It's no good. Nice rebound by Crane underneath. And now Chikamba gets it back to Douglas. She'll drive in again, throw a layup. That one is good.
What Douglas did that time as well, she followed her shot, did a nice job.
Cathedral down to the other end of the floor. Nice box out, but a long rebound out to Fields. Now her entry pass goes underneath. Shot up is no good. Bremer, the offensive rebound, and won a loose ball scramble over 2 Covenant defenders.
Kept that ball alive, but just tapping it up in the air.
And used her 5'10 height to put it home. (45-35). And now Chikamba turns it over, dribbled it off her right thigh. And after what was about 10 really good minutes of basketball for the Warriors, they were at 25 points with 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. But now we've got 5 minutes gone in the third. So they've scored 10 points over the last 11 minutes of play. Bremer down into the corner to Fields. Back into the hands of Bremer. She'll try a shot from the elbow and makes it.
Almost forced that shot.
And Katie Bremer with 2 more. She's got back-to-back buckets. And she's up to 7 points this evening.
Correction, I'm sorry.
Make that 8.
Yep.
Douglas with the baseline. Jay just off the front iron. No good.
Forcing it.
And Cathedral's lead at 12. Boy, they don't wait. They get it down into their front court in a hurry. Bremer tried to go 3 for 3 on her last 3 shot attempts. But again, the Irish just winning the loose balls on the floor. Fields another make. She's over 20.
Boy, I don't think they thought this was going to go to 49, that's for sure. Douglas.
There's a nice make by Samara Douglas.
6 in the quarter, 9 total for the night.
9 for Douglas. I'm trying to add up Fields, but every time I go to add them up.
This is a nice little spin move. Just put the ball. Nice job. Trying to get our teammates fired up.
A little front spin on that because the way that hit on the rim, it had to roll up over top of it and then found the glass and eventually dropped through. Douglas cannot make the free throw, however. So their deficit stays at 12 points. That's Eli in the lane. And another bucket, the 5'11 junior. I've got her at 8 points. And Cathedral's lead is up to 14. Douglas the shot from the elbow, no good. Crane scrap it underneath, rips the basketball away, and we've got a jump ball. Possession in favor of the visiting Irish. Clock stopped at 1:33 here in the third quarter. Cathedral really pouring it on here as they led by 7 at the break. They've doubled that lead. Into the hands of Bremer. She'll split 2 defenders. Now finds a teammate. That's Eli again. We've got a whistle. Maybe some contact before the shot went up. We do have a foul there. I think they got
Dantzler.
35. Yeah, that was Kayla Dantzler whistled for the foul. Just the second on Covenant. Cathedral with 3 fouls here in the third quarter. So there's one thing that's been cleaned up for both teams is fewer whistles on the defensive end. That triple by Fields just off the mark. No good. Rebound to Ludlow. Nice defense there by Bingham. And now to Chikamba. Ludlow thought about it.
Got to release that.
Had a window, but it closed quickly. Bingham with nice defense. This time it's Chikamba who throws it up off the rim. No good, but she's going to shoot 2. Nice aggression there by Patty Chikamba. She'll try and get into double figures as well. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Season opener for both of these teams. Season opener for, what'd you say, 62 teams? Something like that tonight?
There's a bunch of games tonight. I lost count after 45.
Were you counting by there's a matchup, so just times it by 2? That probably would have been easier.
It would have been a lot easier for me, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Second free throw there by Chikamba's good. Cathedral's lead at 13. Entry down low to Kendall Bolin. First time we've called her name, and she does get whistled for a travel there. Bolin just a sophomore. Again, just 8 players suiting up tonight for the Irish. But they have been carried by their senior point guard, Courtney Fields, with 20-plus tonight. And we still have 8 minutes to play. This one is stolen by Nyla Bingham. She'll try and go the opposite direction and makes the left-handed layup. Bingham's first points of the evening. And Cathedral's lead, their largest of the night at 15. Ludlow, reckless into the lane. Drove to the left side, tried to finger roll it back with the right hand. Bingham tries to make it 2 consecutive buckets. And there's an offensive board for Kat Madden. She's going to shoot 2. How about that with just 1 second left in the third quarter?
Realized what she had and just put the ball on the floor through the contact.
Foul on Gabby Crane. Madden's free throw is good. She's got 5 points.
7 points scored.
7? I missed a 2 there?
For Covenant Christian.
Oh, in this quarter.
In this quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a missed free throw there for Kat Madden, but another big quarter for Cathedral. Again, they trailed by 9, not even midway through the second quarter. But as we go to the fourth, it's a 16-point lead for the visiting Irish. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes between the Irish and Warriors here on Indiana SRN.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on Indiana SRN. If you would like to know more information about Indiana SRN, send me an email, coach@indianasrn.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We head to the final 8 minutes of play here in the season opener for both Covenant Christian and Cathedral. The Irish lead by 16 points. And after a fast start for the home team and the Warriors, they've gone cold over the last, 10 or so minutes. They led 19-13 after 8. But a 25-12 second quarter for Cathedral gave the visiting Irish a 7-point halftime lead. And now a 16-7 victory in the third quarter swells that lead even more, up to 16 now for the Irish. And the Warriors have their hands full. They need stops and they need buckets in a hurry.
and you got to cut it within 5. I would say you would have to cut it within 10 at least the 4-minute mark. So you got to play very hard. Slowing it down like this might be the right idea to get the ball, run your offense, and maybe this is what Coach wants them to do.
That's good ball movement and a nice drive by Chicamba. She got fouled. So this is where the Warriors, if you're trying to chip away at a 16-point deficit, best way to do it, get to the free throw line, do it with the clock stopped.
Yeah, this is.
But this is where they've struggled.
Possible.
Yeah, it's possible, but they've struggled here at the line tonight. That free throw by Chicamba finds its home. That's her 4th free throw make. Second one on the way. That one, nothing but net. So 2 makes for Chicamba. Fields with the basketball. Dangerous entry pass down low to Bremer. Shot is thrown up, no good. Finn with a couple of rebounds. They're both no good. Couple stick back opportunities. Now back into the hands of Fields. She swings it back to Bingham. Down into the corner to Madden. She'll fire up a shot off the back iron, no good. How about that? Mia Finn, another offensive rebound and a jump ball. It will be possession for the Warriors. Actually, that's Kendall Bolin. That's Bolin there. That's not Finn. But boy, they've got some big girls there. A lot of height down in the paint. And it's just tough for this Covenant Christian team to get those defensive rebounds.
They call it the jump ball, and it is because Covenant got it in the 4th quarter. It's Cathedral's ball. They didn't switch to
They switch it back, yep. Fields the inbound to Bremer. Kicks it back out to Fields. Little 2-man game right now.
And this is what you want to do.
Fields finds it. Good active hands there. Yeah, Cathedral bleeding the clock, but Samara Douglas the opposite direction lays it in for 2.
Douglas has played very, very well. Got her in foul trouble, and she had to sit in most of the second quarter. That's made a big difference here.
Douglas up to 12 points. Covenant with that deficit down to 13. Shot is thrown up by Fields. It's no good. The stick back by Bolin is. So again, just a lot of height down in the lane for Cathedral. Now a drive, no whistle. Bingham the opposite direction. She'll jump stop at the elbow and get fouled from behind. Ludlow can't believe it. But I think that was pretty clear that she hacked an arm as Bingham went up on the shot attempt.
You know, if you're Cathedral right now, free throws are fine, but coming down, set up your offense, be deliberate, take some time off the clock.
Yeah, even if you're bleeding 20, 30 seconds off, you've done your job offensively. Just get back and play good defense. Free throw there by Bingham is no good. But you also see teams kind of go into a lull when they do try into that, hey, let's run some clock here. Same thing happens in football. Free throw there by Bingham is good, and Cathedral's lead is up to 16. Got it at 57. We got 57-42. Make it a 15-point lead for Cathedral. Fields fires a pass down into the corner to Bingham. Her triple no good. Douglas corrals the miss. Now trying to go coast to coast. She fires up a 3 of her own. Nowhere close. And that was just a rush shot.
Trying to carry the team on her back right now, but you need more. You got to work as a unit. So we'll see what happens here.
Chicama the inbound to Douglas. Nice little fake move there by Douglas.
I like that.
That was nifty. I think that Cathedral defense thought the give and go was going on, but Douglas just stuck it in her left pocket and then drove to the hoop for 2. Now the steal by Chikamba. 3-on-2 fast break. Chikamba into the paint, but a deflection out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Warriors. Another look at that inbound.
This is
See
a nice,
Douglas here.
Took it right to the baseline. Nice moves, changed hands.
We got a timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout. Looks like Cathedral's going to use one, as second-year head coach Lisa Finn wants to talk things over with her squad. Her team has a 13-point lead at the 5:24 mark. As we close down toward the finish here on Indiana SRN.
Every day, Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling keeps Hoosiers comfortable at home. When you see our bright orange trucks on the road or in your neighborhood, you know the Summers tradition of trust is alive and well. We deliver essential services where you need them, when you need them. We're trusted for quality service at fair prices. Plus, we do what it takes to keep you safe in a time like this. Just call Summers and enjoy the season at home in comfort.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Don't forget to join us on Saturday as we have more basketball for you at Cecina and Covenant Christian. 12 noon tip. It's a radio broadcast right here on Indiana SRN. Back to you, Shane.
Thank you very much, Keith. Covenant Christian with the basketball. Douglas down in the lane. Didn't have a shot. Kicks it out to her teammate, Patty Chikamba, but her 12-footer's no good. Cathedral with the rebound. Down to 5 minutes left in the final quarter. Katie Bremer the basketball. Double team and ripped away by Chikamba. Again, numbers for Covenant Christian. We'll see if Chikamba can make the layup. She can't. Gets her miss. And the rebound and stick back is good. And with 4:45 to play, another turnover for Cathedral. This time it's stolen away by Samara Douglas. It's just an 11-point deficit. Keith, you said get it down to 8 or 10 points at the 4-minute mark. There's a foul and an and one.
How about Douglas?
Douglas with a big make. And the two juniors, Samara Douglas and Patty Chikamba, trying to carry this Warriors team back into contention.
Look at this. This was miss. And then look at Douglas. Just nice strength.
Threw it up high off the glass.
This is a 9-point game.
Playing with a lot of energy. It was 54-38 at the start of this quarter. 10-3 run for Covenant out of the gate. Not even half of the quarter gone yet.
This is what you need.
And one free throw attempt is no good. Crane trying to scrap for the rebound. Could not quite get it. So Cathedral with the basketball from behind Chikamba. Another steal. Down the floor. Her layup is no good. Into the hands of Crane. Now top of the key with Douglas. Back to Crane. Her layup no good again. Crane the rebound on the miss. Chikamba tries a shot no good. And 3 looks close to the hoop. All within 4 or 5 feet. None of them found the bottom of the net. Entry to Bremer. Now down low. No whistle there. And the loose ball into the hands of Kat Madden. She'll fire up a shot. It's no good. Underneath is Kayla Dantzler.
Well, they are letting them play physical in
I was
the
just
second
gonna,
half. Because a couple of those were fouls early in the first half.
Just waiting for the fist to come up. And they're just going, let's go jump ball.
Yeah.
Let them play. There were a lot of whistles in the first half.
Key possession here for Covenant Christian.
Nice little ball fake. Dangerous pass after that fake. Douglas now with the rock. She'll drive into the lane, throw it up off the window. It's no good. That one nearly found the bottom of the net. It hung on the front rim for a moment. Now some nice give and go and a nice find underneath to Katie Bremer for 2.
Bremer has played a pretty good second half.
Yeah, I don't know that she had any first half points.
She had 2.
She had 2 in the first half. Yep. I've got her with 8 second half points. There's a layup by Chikamba, no good, but she'll shoot 2 free throws. So Cathedral's lead back to 11.
This is where foul trouble can get you late in the game with Cathedral with being shorthanded. Covenant Christian will be shooting a 1-and-1 bonus from here out. So with the clock stopped, this is where you pick up some crew baskets.
The front end is made by Chikamba. 17 fouls on the Irish, just 4 on the Warriors, so they have cleaned it up on that end of the floor. Playing good defense. They only allowed 16 points in the third quarter, just 5 so far here in the fourth. Another make for Chikamba, and the deficit back to 9.
How about this?
Down to 3 minutes left. We'll see how much clock Cathedral wants to try and burn up here. Dangerous entry into Bremer. Now Fields with it. Back into the corner. Shot up. And no good, but an offensive board to Mia Finn. Now it's down on the floor, and it's back into the hands of Finn to Fields. She slices into the lane, throws up a shot, no good. Another offensive rebound, but a turnover. And now Fields almost army crawling into the corner there to try and save that basketball from going out of bounds.
You know, if you come to Christian, hold the ball, clear the floor, then take the ball up the floor.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to just do things a half second too fast.
Yep.
Get 2 hands on the ball, then your outlet. Or do a little pass fake. We've got a timeout on the floor. Looks like Covenant's going to use one. It's their basketball. 2:37 left in the fourth quarter. We've got an exciting finish coming up between the Irish and Warriors on Indiana SRN. Timeout for first-year head coach Dan Neitz. He's got his Warriors fighting to the finish line. They trailed by 16 coming into this final quarter, but now just a 9-point deficit. They're hanging around, Keith.
Yeah, you really look at that. You're down by 16 at the end of the third quarter. Some teams would just call it in and say, okay, we're done. This team has got some life left in them.
The inbound from Douglas to Chikamba. The 3 by Ludlow is good.
And now it's a 6-point
And it's down to 6. That's been the 3-headed scoring monster tonight. The 2 juniors in Chikamba and Douglas, and then Ludlow, the lone senior.
How about that?
With double figures, but an answer by Cathedral on the other end for 2. So it's an 8-point lead for the visiting Irish. Down near 2 minutes left in the final quarter. Douglas the basketball, slices into the lane, uses the left elbow to drive the defender Mia Finn off, and it is off Finn out of bounds.
Here's Ludlow's 3-point. Called for it, followed through, nice basket.
Chikamba's going to try a 3, and she splashes it home. It's a 5-point ball game.
Did not even set her feet, and it went in. How about that?
She inbounded to Douglas, who laid it off that time, and Chikamba drilled the triple. 61-56, a minute 45 to play. Covenant with just 4 fouls right now, so they can really start moving in defensively. Because eventually you're just going to want to intentionally foul to get them into a 1-and-1. Instead, Bremer is wide open in the lane, and she makes the bunny for 2.
That's her second basket back-to-back to get Cathedral separation.
2 big answers by Bremer. Douglas a 3, no good. Underneath is Finn, and I think Finn got fouled. No, another jump ball. That's unbelievable. She had 2 Warrior defenders draped on her, went down to the floor, and referee came in, was waiting just for the, pick a number, call foul on someone, but instead of jump ball, it does stay with the Irish. Their lead at 7. We're down near a minute.
You got to put the trap here. Good. Got to travel.
Oh, they got the 10-second back court violation. They did not get it across half court in time.
Got to set a pick here.
Douglas into Ludlow. Guarded by 2 Warrior defenders. Now a dangerous pass. It does get back into the hands of Douglas. And now another timeout. This is 32nd for Dan Neitz.
Don't forget to join us on Friday night. We have several football games for you. Covenant Christian at Indianapolis Lutheran, Heritage Christian at Shenandoah, LaBeouf and Chittard, and also Lapel taking on Tipton. Those are our football games this week. Also have basketball for you on Friday night as Shortridge takes on Greenwood Christian Academy. As Izzy Reed, the Ms. Basketball candidate, will be debuting her and her team on Friday night. And then on Saturday, Covenant Christian at Cecina, and also Greenwood Christian taking on Triton Central, all this week on Indiana SRN. Total of, I think, 14 games this week.
That's a lot of games. You got tomorrow night Crispus Attucks and Arsenal Tech.
That should be
You're
a
on
great
that
game.
assignment.
Yep, that should be a great game as well.
And that Triton Central team, that's who eliminated Covenant Christian a year ago in a regional semifinal. So Covenant Christian into the top 16 in Class 2A last year, looking to build off of that. Got a couple of really nice seniors in Kayla Dantzler, Bonnie Ludlow. Shot up there is no good. Fields the board, now under 50 seconds left. Lost her dribble as her right foot gave out. But Cathedral retains possession. Bremer turns it over. Chikamba picks it away. Down to 35 seconds left. It's still a 7-point deficit for the Warriors. Shot up by Douglas, no good. Crane the offensive board, kicks it out to Chikamba. Her triple is good. Dan Neitz waving at his girls to move up, going to a full court. It's a 4-point deficit. Cathedral trying to hang on. Down low to Finn. Her layup is no good. She got fouled. 15.6 on the clock. Boy, that's the 3rd or 4th three-pointer here in the last 2.5 minutes.
Jacoma just sets her feet, went in, and this is where he put pressure, and they just put the ball back in play very quickly. So 15.6. There's two ways you think here. Knock down the first one, maybe then miss the second one. Long rebound, let them come up the floor.
She misses the first. Does Mia Finn?
Missed the first one.
Maybe,
and the second.
maybe.
There.
Well, maybe was just doing the opposite of what you said. You said make the first, miss the second. So she's like, I'm gonna miss the first. I'll make the second one.
Most of my players did that when I coached.
What'd you say, Coach?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do the opposite. She missed the second one.
And she jumped
she
over
partially
the line early.
listened. She partially listened to you. So it's just a 4-point deficit. It stays at 4 here. See if Covenant has another 3-pointer in their bag. For Chikamba, that was her 3rd 3 of the night.
And they have one timeout left. So if they knock down the 3-pointer, they can stop the clock. Oh,
the inbound, and it finds Mia Finn. Now down low to Bremer. Covenant's got a foul. Ludlow does foul Fields, but that is a massive turnover for the Warriors. And with 10.3 to play, you got Kayla Dantzler checking in. Ludlow finds the bench. I think that was her 5th foul.
Yes, sir.
So she's out of the ball game. Next foul will put Cathedral into a 1-and-1. Down under 5 seconds left, and it looks like there's the foul. Boy, they waited
That was
5
late.
seconds.
Yeah, very late.
I thought just go back into the backcourt and pick up the foul. Puts them in a 1-and-1 situation. But now it's Fields who's going to shoot for Cathedral.
So Cathedral go 1-0 on the year. Covenant Christian 0-1. Covenant playing on Saturday.
Saturday against, who was it again?
Indianapolis Cecina.
Cecina. You on that one?
Yes, sir.
How many of these are you on?
Many.
90%. The
That's
free
it.
throw by Fields is no good, but that will take us to the end of tonight's ball game. It was a 16-point lead for Cathedral going in to the fourth quarter. But boy, did the Warriors put up a fight, Keith. Your quick thoughts on both teams this evening?
A typical first game, a lot of jitters, a lot of turnovers, a lot of fouls. I think the deficit in the second half, really tough to come back once you have that 12, 13-point cushion. Pretty tough to come back if you're Covenant Christian. Like their heart, though, came back pretty strong, and we'll see what they're made of. They have a tough game on Saturday. Cathedral looks like they're ready to do some damage in 4A. So interesting game. It was a great game and a good one to get started on.
Definitely. Both teams able to get the first game jitters out. It was a 19-13 lead for Covenant after the first quarter. But over the second and third quarter, Cathedral built a 16-point advantage, a 21-9 fourth quarter for the hometown Warriors, but they come up just short in a 63-59 victory for Cathedral. For Keith Myers, this is Shane Ryder signing off from the Indiana SRN studios. We want to thank our cameraman tonight, Tellion Johnson, producing tonight's broadcast as well, Ben Wood. Have a safe evening, everybody.